All right, hello and welcome to this project in lesson where we're going to take this project1.jpg, which you can download and access in the resource files, and make a template out of it. All right, so the first thing I want to do is just kind of clean it up real quick. And the two areas of interest are up here. You can see part of the green screen, and also over here you can see off the side of the table. Fixing this is going to be very easy. All we have to do is just with the background layer selected, we just take the rectangular marquee tool and we'll just come underneath it right around to where you can see the edge. Hit Control T and then drag that up. Select Move tool and then simply hit Apply. And then Control D to deselect. And then we'll do the same thing over here. So we'll just come down up here, roughly right around there, Control T, and select Move tool, hit Apply. Okay, and then Control D. Okay, so now what we want to do is open up a logo from the project files. So we're going to open up logo 1 here, Control A, Control C. This is a logo I designed that was never used. And once you have it copied, we're going to Control V to paste that in. And we're going to, before we scale it down or make any transformations, we want to make sure first we save this, right click, and convert it to Smart Object. All right, so now we're going to hit Control T, scale it down, and we're holding Shift while I'm scaling it down as well to maintain proportions. Right there seems pretty good. And now we have to make the adjustment to skew it just a little bit, as this paper bag is also. So we're going to right click, choose skew. Right around there looks pretty good. Select Move tool at place. We'll zoom up a little bit just so we can get a better look at this. All right, there we go. Looks pretty good. All right, and then we're going to zoom out here again. And now we have to create a smart object for this section right here. All right, so what we'll do is this time I'm going to use the rectangle tool, and I just basically want to get the dimensions pretty close in terms of width versus height on here. So I'm just going to left click and drag down an area roughly right around this size. Then I'm going to hit Control T. We're going to scale this up holding Shift, select Move tool to apply. Then we're going to right click and choose Convert to Smart Object. Real quickly, let's go ahead and change this layer 1 to logo, paper bag. This one will be logo as well, except tag. Okay. Now that this is a smart object layer, let's hit Control T, scale this back down, and I'm going to get this aligned here pretty good. And I can use my keyboard arrow keys to get this lined up a little bit better. Once you have it pretty much where you want it, we'll hit place. And then now we'll double click this. We can hide this. We're not actually going to use that. And we're going to go ahead and open back up that logo. Control A, Control C to copy. Control V to paste. Hit Control T to scale that down. And we'll put this right around there, hit apply. We'll just move this over right around there and then hit Control S to save. And there we go, perfect. Now one final thing I want to do is create a couple adjustment layers on the overall composition just to lighten things up. So let me zoom out here one more time so we can get a fuller look at this. And actually, it's kind of pixelating on my screen, so I'm going to get that back here. Okay, right there is pretty good. And what I want to do now is I'm going to come over here to Adjustments, or you can go to Window Adjustments to bring this up. And first, we're going to apply a brightness and contrast. And that's showing up right here. And let me just move this off to the side. And we don't want it to apply specifically to any given layer. We want it to apply to everything. So for the brightness, we're going to go ahead and turn it up just a notch. Maybe the contrast too, right around there. And I'm also going to add a hue and saturation And let me go ahead and hide this for a second. A hue and saturation right here. And what I want to do is take down the saturation just a bit. It was a little bit too saturated when it was at 0. So I'm just taking it down just a little bit right around there. And there we go. I like that. Okay. So let me go ahead and zoom out. And there we go. That is our first Photoshop mockup template. And as you can see, pretty easy to do, and also high resolution as well. And again, the reason why I wanted these to be bigger before we converted them to smart object layers is so that we can have a higher resolution file to work with, or the content in here. Okay, so in the next lesson, we're going to focus on working on our second project, 2.jpg, which has a little bit more things to do in terms of creating smart object layers and editing as well. I'll see you then.